Thanks, Brian. Such awesome music. If you guys are tired or getting out of bed or going into work, we are all fired up now. Thank you, DJ. And you had to stop playing my favorite song. I would have let you play the whole song. Get me in the right mindset. All right. Hey, good to see you guys tonight. I was just in Chicago driving back, dropping signals, pulled over in Arkansas somewhere, did that class this morning. A lot of you guys got to make some money today. Let me know in the chat if you made some money on those red folders. Let me know in the chat. I think that just cured my headache. That's right, Jester. Oh, Timbo, I appreciate you, bro. We just got to hang out. Got to teach you the game 2-3 days in a row now of profits, right? Who made some profits this morning from the red folders? The red news for US dollar. You guys all know from my calls when the news comes out red for US dollar, what happens when the news comes out red? And for some of the brand new people, no worries. We're just doing this so you can learn, all right? When the news comes out red like this, that's right. Great job, Alexer. Great job, Kathleen. That's right. When the USD news comes out red, you're looking to buy gold. And you saw what happened today. 400 pips in like 5 minutes. What a crazy day. Crazy day. It was like 400 pips in 5 minutes. Showed a friend. Man, good job, Jester. See, this is why I'm training you guys. So whenever you guys meet people, you can explain to them what's going on, right? So for all of my brand new people in here, whenever the news for US dollar comes out red, and this is the free website that we use, gold and Bitcoin, the price tends to go up. When the USD news comes out green, that's short-term strength for US dollar, gold and Bitcoin tend to go down. But this morning, it was perfect. The roulette table, the roulette little machine was going round and round and round, and it came out black, red, black. So everyone took this buy for gold. We just did it 2 days in a row in Chicago. And a lot of you got to make money this morning. So that's what this company is about. I'm a really excited person, but I don't do a lot of hype and cap. If the product isn't good, I'm not going to sell it. And I learned that from the streets because I didn't want to deal with refunds. So when that transitioned into my network marketing business, I brought the same principles, and I got to have a lot of success in my 20s selling electricity at a discount. I was telling all the Chicago members that were there the last couple of days, and we had a really good business because people were actually saving money in electricity. Now, since then, I haven't found anything better than trading in cryptos where people can come in with $50 from El Salvador, $100 from Kenya, $100 from Philippines, and make enough money to feed their family and sometimes their village. So ever since I caught that vision for trading, which was many years ago, trading and network marketing are the only businesses that I really did because I got to see people's lives change in Congo and in Mexico and Nepal. And from me helping them out and teaching them this business, I got to see them feed their families with the trading money. Even though it was $90, even though it was $30, I got to watch people feed their families and feed their church, from the trading education that I was giving them. And when Mr. Angel and Miss Jen called, I'm really grateful that they did. They're really good friends of mine for 13 years. It lined up with my vision. I was only, impacting 13, 14 countries in my own deal, managing funds. Now working with Innova, partnering with you guys, I'm impacting 50 countries. And the more people that I can teach this skill, the more people that are going to be able to feed their family, to able to give more to their church, to feed their villages. And I'm excited about that. That's what my vision is. And the more traders that we train up, the more networkers and team builders that we build, the more cities and countries we're going to open. So here we go with Bitcoin. We marked it up earlier on our last couple calls, and we had this 4-hour sell zone here. So for brand new people, the last green candle before your red volume candles, that is your sell zone. So we had it marked off here. Price came down, bounced off here. Price came all the way up and sold off, right? So this is kind of what we marked up from our last couple calls. For brand new people, what's important is to understand the last green candle before your red volume candles, that's your sell zone. And the last red candle before your green volume candles, that's your buy zone. So I'm going to go over the basics of my strategy here in a minute on the next pair. Just for all my Innova members that are trading Bitcoin live, I'm getting you guys dialed into what I think is going to happen. So Bitcoin went up, bounced off of this area here. Price is kind of coming back down. We know that over the weekend, the volume tends to leave the crypto markets. So I'm going to have my fresh buy zone here, the last red candle before my green volume candles, marked off like this. And I'm going to see tonight, tomorrow, if it breaks through that area or if it respects this box. But because it's in this box, I will be looking for buys going into Monday. So pretty cool. Kind of came in, rejected, kind of coming back. Same thing. Volume leaves the crypto markets on the weekend. So this is my area of interest. So all I'm going to do this weekend for my brand new people, if price pulls down here, Saturday, Sunday, I'm going to start looking for buys Sunday night, Monday. If price pulls up here, Saturday, Sunday, I'm going to be looking for sells Sunday and Monday. All right, you guys see kind of how price is in the middle right here? Price comes down, I'm going to buy in the 109,600 area. Price comes up, I'm going to sell in the 113,100 area. So this is our attack plan for Bitcoin, and all of our BTC traders like Mark and Leo and Mike Hebert. You guys let us know when price is in these areas. So the rest of us, we can roll out of bed and make money with you guys. All right. That's what I love about trading. I train you guys up. Everyone starts making money. Nobody's trying to steal your recruits. Nobody's trying to talk bad about you to steal your leaders. When everyone's making money, there's less drama. The only ones that are revolting in the streets are broke kids and broke people. You know what I mean? The only one that's going out there and arguing about Israel, Palestine, they're usually broke college kids. If you're making money and you're hanging out your family, chilling on a boat, you don't have the animosity to go light a car on fire. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to endanger your kids. Right? Trust me, when I was young and I had no kids, I was stupid crazy. But when you're wealthy and you got a family and you're fishing and you're chilling on your boat, You're eating pizza. Trust me, you're not going to be out there lighting cars on fire, right? So the whole goal here is not just to teach you guys your mindset and grow your spiritual side. We're also going to help you guys make some money, because I don't want your nephews revolting. I don't want your children revolting and getting caught up in meaningless wars, right? So keeps it fun. All right, BTC US dollar. That is our plan for BTC. Let me know what you guys want to go over. Type it in the chat if you guys want to do a crypto, if you guys want to do a regular pair. It is all up to you. And on the next pair, I'm going to go over the basics of our strategy. XRP, US 30. All right, sounds good. We'll go to US 30 and the XRP just for you guys. And then I'll answer your questions. The best thing about Chicago was I got to answer all their questions. They got to see me. I got to answer their questions. Erica's on fire. Timbo's on fire. Darren was already on fire, but he's on even more fire, right? Mark and Gene and everybody, they understood more and more. All right. US 30, XRP, and XAU US dollar. Let's get into it. All right. So for the brand new people, whenever you start trading, regardless of the pair, always start on the weekly time frame to determine your trend. And there's only two trends, uptrend and downtrend. So in this situation, this is an uptrend. Price starts here, price comes up, price comes down. This low is higher than this low. Price comes up. This high is higher than this high. So on and so on. It's a stair step up. All right. This is an example of a downtrend. Price starts here. Price comes down. Price comes up. This low is lower than this high. I mean, this high is lower than this high. Price comes down. This low is lower than this low, and so on, so on. So pull open your charts. Start on the weekly time frame. Step one, determine your trend. Now, what I see here for US 30, as you guys see this red line, price has broken these equal highs. All right. And for all the new people, I'm going to get into later what that means. So determine your trend on the weekly time frame, and then go to your daily time frame. Here, each candle represents 24 hours, and determine the same trend. So all of my guys on the call, is this an uptrend or a downtrend? And you guys can type it in the chat. Uptrend, uptrend. Great job. That's all you guys are correct. It is an uptrend. Today drop in US 30. Does the news reversely affect the price? I guess so. Gold flew and US 30 dropped. So that kind of shows you how the news affects US 30, Mr. Tony. Great observation. So, yeah, you guys are all correct. This is an uptrend. And as you dial in further, that as well. So now, once you determine your trend, you start marking out your zones. So the last green candle before your red volume candles, that's your sell zone. And then the last red candle before your green volume candles, that is your buy zone. So step one, determine the trend on the weekly and the daily. Step two, mark out your zones on the daily, 4 hour and 1 hour. And then step three, wait for price to come to your box. If you can practice those three things as a new trader, my whole mission is to get you profitable 180 days or less. All right, not a big deal. So in this situation now for US 30, price has broken this area here, came back to a retest, and it's kind of moving up, right? So this is kind of what I expect for gold as well. Price has broken these equal highs, came back to retest, and then continue going up. All right. So Juan, next week, keep an eye out on if it keeps moving up through here or if it comes down here. Check this out. To the T. Price came down, price came in, sold off. So now, next week, just wait for this area or this area down here to continue looking for buys. All right. So Tony, great observation. When the news comes out negative, looks like gold goes up and US 30 goes down. Now, don't quote me on that. All of my urchins, go do some research and let us know. All right. All right. So now let's go to XRP US dollar. All right. The weekly, it's kind of looking like it's kind of moving down. Let's see on the daily. It's kind of closed now below here, this red line here. But because of this trend line here, possibility it can still kind of come down and then pull up here. So we'll keep an eye out on that. All right. So now all we're going to do is mark our sell zones and our buy zone. This trend line, that'd be a great area to look at. And then it's currently in our daily buy zone now. So based on what we know about 4-hour and daily buy zones, as the crypto volume leaves the market this weekend, next week, we can expect a boom. You guys see that? 4-hour daily buy zone, price drops as expected over the weekend, gets into this box Saturday, Sunday. Sunday, Monday, we could see a rocket from this 4-hour buy area. All right. So you guys can screenshot that from my XRP traders. Screenshot that and then let the rest of us know when it gets into that area. All right. Weak network signal. If it goes down, no problem. I got you. The enemy's not going to stop me from setting you guys free today. All right. XAU US dollar, Chris. And then let me answer your questions. All right. So for XAU US dollar, I think at some point, just like I showed you at US 30, it should come back to retest, right? Break and retest. Now, you never know with gold, but that's kind of what I like to see. I just showed you on the US 30 example, it kind of broke and came back to retest. So now here, similar situation. It's broke. It kind of almost came back, kept going up. So next week, we will see if we can get price to come back down here, because this is the break and retest price. And then there's that area here near that area. So we'll keep an eye out on that. We'll see if it comes back down there next week. And if it does, stay tuned in the chat group so you guys can know what trade to take or what to do. All right. So now we went through a couple of these charts. It's the weekend. There's not much action. What questions you guys have? Let's answer some of your questions. I know I'm headed to Vancouver first thing tomorrow. Can't wait to meet all 300 of you tomorrow. But in the meantime, let me know what questions you got. If I can answer some questions, if you want to go over another crypto pair, whatever. It's whatever you guys want. So you guys can feel like you understand. All right. Any questions about the strategy? Anything else you guys want to look at? All right. I see a lot of good people on. And Da Vinci, glad to have you. Marvin from Australia, so glad to have you. Sai from Australia, all you guys. Always Albert Jin, see you this weekend, my bro. All right. ASX 200, can I scalp it? Let's see. AUS 200. We did draw this out. All right. So same thing, like very similar to US 30. This red line represents equal highs, right? Price is broken. And the last couple calls, I told you, look, check out this drawing. It's doing exactly that right now, right? So just kind of wait till price comes here or here and look for your buys, Jester. Pretty cool. We drew this up and it's kind of doing what we drew out, right? Doesn't always happen that way, but more times than not, it does. So pretty cool. It's up to you, Jester. Next week, just kind of wait for price to come down here and start looking for buys. There's also a daily buy zone here. Maybe it won't make it through here, and you can get into the buys from there. When drawing out your trend line, do you go off the wick or the body of the candle? Yeah, the very end of the candle. So if there's a wick, it's a wick. If there's a body, it's a body. It's just the very end of the candle to draw your trend lines. Great question, Timbo. Great question, sir. Great. Awesome, Jester. Well, how do you draw your trend line? So for me, there's not really no wrong or right way to draw a trend line. This was on the day. So you guys see here. So I kind of look for like, you know, two or three areas that kind of symmetrically line up. So this was my previous trend line here. You see this? So when price broke this trend line, I knew price was going to continue going up. So very similar here. So this is based on, I draw my trend lines on the daily and the 4 hour. There's no right or wrong trend lines. I just kind of eye it from my experience now. So like you see here, 1, 2 touches. I just kind of drew a line like that. And so based on when price comes back up here, same thing. If it breaks, it's going to keep going up. If it rejects, it's going to come down. So in this previous situation, price broke my trend line, so I knew price was going up. All right, so draw your trend lines out on the daily where there's 2 or 3 touches in an area. And the more you guys look at the charts, the more you guys are going to be able to eye this. I do this a lot. And just from my 10 years of doing this, I can kind of eye it. Google it, YouTube it. There's so much information now on YouTube and Google. Google and YouTube it to see how you guys can make trend lines work for you. For me, I just go to the daily. I kind of zoom out and I look for a couple areas where price touches. Right. So the other day on BTC, you guys saw me call this trend line out for you guys on the daily here. I just went to the daily. I just did this like that. And I told you I think Bitcoin's going to go up, right? Because I saw this kind of trend line here. So as you guys spend more time in the charts, you'll kind of see these patterns as well. whether you believe in God or not, the more you trade, the more you see patterns work out over and over symmetrically, you're going to believe in a higher power. There's definite intelligent design behind the trading markets, right? So it's going to make you believe in God more. You're going to see the patterns, like all these crazy patterns like this, how it lines up exactly, right? So this strategy was already in the market. We as people discover I discovered the strategy, right? So it just kind of shows you that there's intelligent design behind the trading market. And the way everything lines up so like perfect and symmetrical, it just blows my mind every single time. And when you get into the right rhythm, that's how you guys start making money. So I'll show you guys here a little bit what I'm talking about. So a lot of times you see this green candle here on the 1 hour time frame, price comes down, price comes up. You see how it's in my box, and also on my stochastic down here, it's above the 80. This is a definite sell. And look what happened. Boom, it sold off, right? Price came down, price came into my 1 hour sell zone. Look down at the stochastic, lines up exactly. You're getting into that sell. All right. There is a higher power. It's like too perfect. Just show you another part of the graph here. Price comes down, price comes up. Price is near the 80 right here. We're going in for that sell. All right. Now on the other side, it's not 100%, but it's just a lot. This red candle here, this is my buy zone. Price goes up, price comes down into my box. Price is near the 20. We're getting into that buy, and we would have made money. You see that? There is some higher power, whether you believe in God or not, that already had the strategy marked out. And, we as people, we figure this out, right? But it just blows my mind every time it plays out, right? So this is what I mean by back testing when I say back test my strategy. Whenever the markets are closed like this, just pick random parts of the graph and just start marking things out. Just like this. Price comes down, price comes up. It's in my box. SO isn't really near the 80, but you go down to the lower time frame to make your decision, and we would have made some money. This is all I did for my first 4 years. Like, I just went back so I can believe in it, right? Price comes down, didn't really hit my area, and then it took off. So this is what I mean by back testing, okay? Take my strategy, go to different parts of the graph, mark it out. Price comes down, price comes up, hit the box, sold off, right? And then I just started noticing the patterns. I noticed that a lot of times price wouldn't break through my 1 hour zones. All right. Price wouldn't break through my 1 hour zone. So I noticed a lot of times price wouldn't break through. The times where price did break through was like today because of news, right? So today went crazy. So you guys saw how price was all down here. Today news came out. It broke this zone. And it broke this zone. No mercy. So the only time that I noticed price breaking these 1 hour zones was the news, like today. Today was crazy. Price was like kind of messing with this here. Boom, boom, went up. Broke this 1 hour zone, broke this 1 hour zone. But without news, more times than not, it respected these 1 hour zones. All right. The more you do this, my engineers, my accountants, the more you do this, the more you're going to get mind blown. Price comes down, price comes up, hit my box, and it's sold off. Right? So that's what I mean by back testing. The more you guys do that, which it's easy to do and easy not to do, the more you guys do that, the better traders you're going to become faster. So all these things I picked up from hedge fund managers in Dubai and really big traders and fund managers from Japan. That's who I learned from. I got introduced to trading through a company called IML in 2014. Some kids that I mentored in my electricity company. They went to IML. They became good traders, and I was one of their first investors, right? And so that's how I got into trading. And those kids lost my money and my friend's money, and that was my mistake, my bad. I should have known better than to trust 19-year-olds. But after I lost all that money, I made a decision to figure this out. And my mentors in my previous company always taught me to go find the best of the best in any industry. So I took that to heart. And this trading journey took me all around the world: Miami, Canada, Dubai, Japan, Hong Kong. I mean, you name it. And I got to find some really, really good traders. I found a lot of scammers. That's like every other business, 99% frauds. And then I found a handful of really, really good people. And that's who I learned from. So that's kind of what changed my game, right? So everything I'm teaching you is so you guys don't make the same mistakes. You guys don't have to lose $1 million like me to be good at trading, right? Just take my experience, take my insight. You guys see all these brand new people winning, making a lot of money. I got so many messages today of people making $20,000, $30,000 this morning. Like, that's awesome. I got hyped up, So I got so many inboxes today of $1,600, $800, $400. There were some really awesome stories today, like 30,000, 20,000, 16. I mean, that's what I like to see. And that's happening all throughout Innova. Regular people that have never traded before, coming in, plugging in, not missing my Zoom classes, following all my signals, and applying what I'm teaching you guys. And it's getting crazy right now. That's why there's 300 people coming to Vancouver this weekend. 300 people coming. Why? Because a lot of people are making money, right? And so I want that same experience in Florida. I want that same experience in Texas, in Hawaii, in the Philippines. Not just Vancouver, Montreal, Toronto, right? All throughout the world. Colombia, Mexico, Guatemala. That's the culture that I'm creating right now. And you guys lock in, you guys practice, you guys don't complain, you guys stay consistent. You guys wake up for Zoom calls at 8 a.m., 9 p.m. You guys wake up for signals. I assure you, in the next 2 years or less, a lot of you guys are going to make money that way. Good old IML. I got introduced the same way. Love my trading. See, me and Da Vinci, we don't know each other. I got introduced to him by a really good friend of mine, Steven, out of Florida. And we both got introduced by the same company, but now we ended up here. And he is a beast. After the price gets in the box, how do you determine take profit and stop loss? All right, great question. So now I get to stop preaching because now you're asking questions. All right. So let's just say, for example, price gets into this box just as an example. Price comes in here. Now, you use your green candles on the 5-minute chart to the left for your TPs. So price comes in here. Take profit 1 is this green candle here. And then take profit 2 is this green candle here. All right. Price comes in here. This is your box. We get into this buy. Take profit 1. Take profit 2. Hopefully that answers your question, Raquel. What is the graph at the bottom of your chart? That graph is under indicators. It's called stochastic. On TradingView, it's called stochastic. So glad, Queen out of Philippines, you caught that revelation today. It's a stochastic or another key to your attack plan. Once you choose the stochastic, click on the hexagon here. And the settings are 833. I can't believe I still know what a hexagon is. That's how smart we were as kids, right? I still know what a hexagon is. What a waste of all that genius. Now it's time to make it up. All right. What time frame do we take our trades on? All right. Great question, Mr. Tommy. All right. So now once price gets into my great question, Mr. Tommy. Once price gets into my zone, and this works for futures, crypto, stocks, this works for everything. You're going to become an expert, Mr. Tommy. That's why I'm excited to work with you. Once price gets into my box, my entries are on the 5-minute. So price went up, price comes in, it's in my box here. Then I go down to the 5-minute. And this is the sauce, all right? I'm looking for my 5-minute buy zones as well. Right there. So now in this situation, it didn't go all the way in, right? So for me personally, I'm a higher risk tolerance trader. So as soon as it gets into the 1 hour box, I'm in that trade. But to be more precise, you can use the 5-minute like I do. Price comes in, and this is your entry right here, Tommy. The 5-minute candle. All right. Hopefully that answers your question. Great question. Can't wait to see you in person and teach you everything, sir. All right, you're welcome. See, I told you you're gonna be an expert. You're already past your futures challenge. Everything that I teach is technical, and it applies to stock, future, cryptos, and forex. What is the difference in settings when you change the length and stochastic from 14 to 8? Mr. Urchin Leo, $24,000 last week. I don't know that answer. Good question. Definitely look it up. Hey, but that's why you made 24 grand last week, because you're smart. You are smart. $24,000 withdrawal last week. Mr. Leo out of Vancouver, Canada. Looking forward to having Korean barbecue and Vietnamese food with you, and all of you, any of you guys want to hang out, we're going to get some Asian food, all right? Can't wait to hang out with you guys in Vancouver. I closed 70K last night thanks to your strategy. Biggest month so far. Hey, you guys heard it here first. 70K. Biggest month biggest day so far. Leo is in legend. Hall of Fame loading. $70,000 month. You guys see this? This is one of many new people that we have coming and printing on these markets. And you guys get to see them in our chat groups. Listen, if I were you, I'd be asking these people questions. That's the kind of person I am. Are you using the Innscanner? I looked at it and I played around with it, D-Bow, and I think it's very good. Use it on top of my strategy. Don't end up relying on any indicators by itself. Always use it on top of my strategy. All right? How do we use stock for analysis? So I'll teach this on the next class. Queen out of Philippines, remind me. It's going to take like, 10, 15 minutes to kind of teach you guys. And I'd love to, teach you guys how it goes down. So, all right, Powell, this is my markup for XAU US dollar. This is my area that I'm interested in. Down here is the break and retest. Now it can just come back here and retest. So we just keep an eye out on that. This is my first break and retest price. This will be my best entry down there. Great question, Powell. All right. So other than that, before I lose you guys because of the technical difficulties that we're having, keep plugging in, ask me questions. I'm here to help you guys and everyone on your team learn this. All 70, 80 of you that made it tonight, you guys have separated yourself from the others to be the trader for your city and your country. My vision is to have one trader and one team builder in every city, state, and country around the world. And if we do that, we can impact millions and billions of people around this world to have a more successful life. I mean, that's what technology is for. And the people that always get into it first, the first movers, they make the most money. When I got into electricity, they were like, electricity deregulation is the new gold rush. And I believed it, and I made $1 million in 3 years. So I'm letting you guys know now, the crypto and the trading and even TikTok, there's a lot more money to be made there than from electricity or skincare or makeup or life insurance. There's a lot of money to be made in this industry, and I'm looking forward to working with every single one of you guys so your family can wake up free. I loved it. I was in Chicago 3 days. My entire family was sleeping till 11 o'clock, 12 p.m. They were done sleeping. We homeschooled them. So my wife homeschooled them. And I got to hang out with my Chicago team. That same freedom that my family gets to experience every single day for the last 13 years. I just want to help you guys have that same freedom. Wake up when you guys want to, get all your bills paid for by trading and your businesses, and, travel whenever you guys want. I was in 5 countries the last 6 weeks, right? Japan, Vietnam, Taiwan, Dubai. Now I'm going to Canada. I mean, it's pretty amazing. And so I want that same experience and freedom for every single one of you. That's all I want. I have no personal agenda. I make all my money from trading. This business, again, is my ministry where I can give back to you guys and get you guys free, not just in the spirit, not just in your finances, but also in your relationships. And that's what it's about. So tell all your friends they're crazy for missing my call this morning. We had 140 people on this call this morning. Tell everyone they're crazy for missing my call tonight. And I'll talk to you guys in the chat groups and see you guys on the Zoom call next Wednesday.